on mute. Bada bing. Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? Steven, known to be no one proficient. How you doing? Green candle here off of S1 as 476.47, and time to get the week started. Here. So, green candles here off of S1 coming up here. Everything on my watch list is green except for Microsoft. They are barely red, but they are trying to make it on back. XLF is green. XLK green and climbing. XLV is red and falling. Actually, pretty aggressively. Healthcare is pretty red. XLY, big gap up on XLY. They went from 204 all the way up to 208 and change. Huge gap up there. I would probably anticipate that is because of Tesla. I know Tesla is one of their main holdings of the Consumer Discretionary Fund. So XLF, trading view is a little slow right now. XLF a little green here. Trading view is slow as molasses this morning. All right, I'm going to skip on down to the main stuff. SPY is up here. VIX is 1774 and falling back down. TLT, the bonds now are down to 146.45. And TradingView is killing me. All right, TLT, the bonds now have dropped to 146.45 and pretty stagnant so far this morning. Futures are bouncing. All right, so ES is getting a bounce off here off S1. Almost a clean bounce off of S1 right here. And yeah. Do I ever buy into the market at the end of the morning session? Before the end? Yeah, absolutely. All the time. I would say more often than not, I wait until after the morning session is set, but I will buy into the session in the morning if there's a good setup that I see that's not too risky. Forgive me if I've got a lot of mouth noise this morning. I'm fighting a chest cold that is. I'm suspicious that it's COVID, but I'm not sure yet. So I was up coughing all night. It's terrible. It's terrible. Anyway, Pelosi leaving the Congress. Did anyone see that? She is exiting. All right. Hey, from India, taking position with the first few minutes of ARC going up. Yep, I have before. Yep. Happy New Year, Samir. How's it going? A lot of people I have COVID. A lot of people. I know, not have. I don't have people. I know people. All right, 476.58. Tesla's still going. 1150. Let's take a look at the top 10. Apple, massive green candle, all the way up to 179.29. Microsoft is doing the same. Amazon, kind of downtrending here. They popped up just a touch. They're slightly green. Google is just about doing the same. Come on now. TradeView slow as molasses. Anyone see that E-Trade updated their colors? They're no longer like purple and green. They're purple and blue. I think it's because of their. They said that it's because of their partnership with Morgan Stanley. That decided to change their colors. I tried to get in futures last night, but their Power E-Trade would not load for anything, so I could not get into futures. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I already have my heart set on IBKR, but E-Trade is starting to annoy me more and more. Nice, big, healthy red or green candles here, SPY, bouncing off of S1. Alrighty here, switching over to SPX. Right there. All right, so I'm going to start formulating my weekly strategy here. I'm going to let this thing shake out a little bit, do its thing. I'm going to start formulating my weekly strategy. Green candle shaking right in between R1 and S1 at the moment. Yeah, if y'all didn't catch that, I posted the second credit spread video from the first one. I posted that yesterday. That is instead of a how-to video or a what is video, it's a how-to video, how I execute things. So the first one was like what is a credit spread. The second one was more of an execution strategy style. So if you want to kind of have a little bit better understanding of how my mind works and how I go about placing spreads, go watch that video. All right, so chopping up here through R1. We'll see if we can pop that above, and we'll look at taking plays here in a few minutes. 8:36 Central, so market's only been open for 6 minutes. And green candle straight out the gate so far. Man, big sell-off in the VIX, 1782 all the way down to 1733. Still chopping in that 17 range, the same range it was chopping in all morning long. Look at NVIDIA. Big green candles. Man, look at Apple. Apple's going nuts, trying to hit back to 180. It likes that 180. Are there significant levels for today? Yeah, let me open my book, my little handy dandy notebook here. R2 will be significant, as well as, what did I have marked here? R2, S3. Those will be the big ones. The big ones. There we go. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Hey, where did that go? Somebody posted, linked my. Somebody linked. I posted an updated spread trading log that somebody just linked. I see where I have to see where it is, and I'll link it to there. But it's perfect for this particular one. All right, just getting things subject. Tesla's still going crazy. Apple, and we got a clean rejection here of R1. All right, so we got some red here forming just off R1. I'm going to be watching just a few more minutes here to see if it's going to kind of stick in this range or if we're going to chop around or if we're going to have a trend. Let's go back to Monday, last Monday, and here's what happened. Kind of looks pretty similar today, doesn't it? Big green pop out of the gate, and then after that on Monday, we just launched and kept on going all morning long here. So that was a $7 move about, went from, or about $5 move, 472 all the way up to 477 and a half. That's the kind of action I want to make sure of because I definitely don't want to be taking some call credit spreads and they get blown out the top here. I want to make sure we have a good indication of what today's going to play out. That's why I'm waiting just a little bit. I don't like to get too aggressive too early on Monday because I like to let the morning of Monday set up my week. All right, took in my first preliminary iron condor. That is not going to be for the challenge. I'll go ahead and tell you that. That's going to be for the normal. So if you watch that video, what I normally do is I take that preliminary iron condor, smaller position, and I build in, I tranche in around that position. I love the chop last week. Made 30% account gains. Nicely done, Kevin. Well done. Is this the first trading day of the year? Yes, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't asking me. You were telling me. Yeah. Do I expect it to be oversold? No. Tesla reported better than expected delivery numbers. Blew out the delivery numbers. That is why they're having this bullish action today. Do you have an ideal spread and points you typically look at? I usually do 25 wide. Haven't lost any money so far this year. That reminds me of that Homer Simpson clip where Bart says, "This is the worst day of my life," and he says, "Worst day of your life so far." Anyway, I'm high on cough drops. 477.18, just under R1 holding this. All right, let's take a look around the market here. QQQ is coming down with some red candles here. Facebook. Facebook is got some red and green. Mix it up at the top here. Google. Man, TradingView is just slow today. SPX, Stephen, SPX. Literally, TradingView just keeps locking up. All right, let's see here. Big green on Apple. And red candles. Red candles. Man, look at that. Big red candles here. Big red candles. Taking PCS for $1.55. I like it. I like it. It's almost like y'all are looking at my account. Big red candle. Right off of R1 coming down to S1. Let's see how that starts to play out. And still growing. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Coming on down. Massive red candle. What is going on? Glad I didn't take any PCSs just yet, but I'm about to. With that much red action here, we'll see how low this baby can go in the morning time. But that thing is down. Coming down testing S3. S3. So I'm doing a million things here, trying to figure out what that big move there. S3 is what I have as the strong level here. So let's see how it reacts right here. S3, S3. There you go. All right, so SPY has gone from 477.70 down to 474.63, blowing through S3, and bam. You expected to hit 455 by Friday. That's an aggressive statement. Closed your calls for a 32% gain right off the bat. Nicely done. Nicely done. Pelosi closing out her positions. I love it. Man, look at this action. All right, so I'm going to pull up some puts here. If this keeps on the old tankeroni here, I'm going to bring it on down. Crazy red action. Crazy. Out of nowhere. 477.34 to 473.80. Almost a $4 move. Just right out of the gate. Bam. He's sitting 85% on puts right now. Nicely done. Yep, the reason why the OM Theta channel disappeared is because that is for tier 2 only. I open it up on the nighttime for everyone to analyze the plays, but then I close it back up for the actual day. Nice healthy green candles here. Let's see if we get a little bit of a bounce here off of that. Who knows? That's some crazy red action. VIX is red coming off of 1824. Green getting wicked. How's it going to roll? How's it going to roll? Big wick on that green candle. S and Q's still falling. Q's are still falling here. Be careful there. XLF green and bouncing, but the wick there. XLY is there. Let's see if Q's can get a bounce here. Because it could get hairy if we start dropping below this level. Could get hairy. I don't know. I don't think this green candle is going to hold. Q's are not looking good right now. So decision time here. Do we play the bounce? If we get a hammer and get some buying here, we'll start playing the bounce. If not, we will bounce. Tech is green and growing. I want to see here. Let's see. Amazon dumped it, trying to get a green here, as well as Microsoft, as well as Apple. All green around here. All right, double green on SPY. This is definitely some spicy stuff here. All right, now. Yeah. Now I'm looking at the first play. 46. Booyah. January 7th. All right, took my first play for the challenge, posted it in the income challenge room. Yeah, so what we'll do with the income challenge is post your trades as they do as you take them in the room so we can kind of analyze what's going on. But then at the end of the day, we can just kind of take a screenshot and just post them all in one little group, just so we can keep things nice and tidy. We'll even entertain the idea of the thread thingamajig. So we'll see. Took a first put in a long time. Nicely done. Nicely done. Will you still be taking regular puts and calls? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. All right. Speaking of which, January 5th. January 5th. I've been talking about this as well. I'm going to start entertaining some potential for some 0DTE scalps. It'll be quick positions. They will not be live posted. It's just kind of my 2022 thing to test out a few different things for some quick. If I see a trend forming quickly, I'll entertain the job of the idea of posting in and out. But I won't be live posting it. It'll be kind of like for your information, for your learning objectives to take a look at that stuff. And I'll post screenshots of that stuff in the applicable channel whenever I do that type of thing. Small positions though, 2 or 3 contracts on SPX, not much, just to kind of augment a few $100 here and there. All right, so we are consolidating here just over S3. S3 is a strong level. It's the strong level. You open a 48.25, 48.35 call credit on 50-cent top wick there. Already hit. Nice. Well done. A put credit spread is a bullish position, yes. That means you do not want the price of the market or the what are underlying to go below your short strike. You think it's going to be above that. What's your criteria thinking on what plays you'll be using for the challenge versus tier 2 plays? That's a good question. Stuff that I think is lower risk, I'm going to be putting in the income challenge. Stuff that's a little bit higher risk that I want to just make some money on, I'll put in for everybody else. Or I could just make all my trades as part of the challenge and you just utilize them after OM theta. I don't care, whichever all y'all want. All right, red candles here off S3. I thought PCSs and CCSs are for 0DTE. What do you mean? All right, so now we finally have some green over S3. We'll see how that starts to play out here. Alrighty. All right. Your PCS just got smoked. How would you manage this position? I'm still learning spreads and what exactly do in the conditions such as today. You're asking if your put credit spread just got smoked, what would you do? It depends. It depends on how far what the expiration is, how far away your strikes are, how wide the spread is, etc., etc. I do look at volume, yes. In fact, all my stuff is turned off here. Okay. All right, we are holding just under S3 at the moment. Yeah, my trading view is super slow today. Super slow. All right, here. Somebody said the levels are off, but I'll recalculate them for SPX. All right, let's try that again. All right, SPX levels are reposted with the proper adjustment. It should be very very similar, but I just fine tuned it. Okay. All right, so we had this big $4 sell off here, and now we are green just above S3 and under the 8 EMA here. We're popping on the 8 EMA. And I added the little plus signs in the OM analysis room to the specific levels that need them. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I've opened my initial iron condor. I've taken also a put credit spread, and I posted that one in the income challenge there. Now I'll be looking on any kind of pop. I'm going to be looking at selling addition. I'm going to be looking at tranching in onto the call side as well. So I want to let this thing kind of bounce if it does get that bounce and start building more into the call credit spread. So I've got I've got two put credit spread legs open. The one for the iron condor and an additional one that I opened. Do you usually call out your entries here, or do you send them to your Patreon chat? You'll know when I'm in a play, but you won't know the details of it. The details, the deets, will be for the Patreons. TradingView now has a partial outage on their website. That's fun. So the name of the game this year, at least the beginning of the year, is going to be figuring out how is the market going to digest the last 2 years. You know, we've pretty much been sitting at Thanksgiving dinner for 2 years straight, just funneling in as much food as you can. And here we are, we're all bloated. How are we going to digest it? Are we going to continue to rally to 550 and beyond, or are we going to have a bear market? You know, are we going to chop around and just be flat, come down? That is the verdict is still out with the jury. Very interesting to see some red action here coming out on the first day of the year. And all my stuff just went out on TradingView. No bueno. Okay, am I going to have to hand jam these levels in? Oh, thanks, Peyton. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Apple's up 2.1. Microsoft is down 1.5, so that's huge up and downs for both of those. Amazon, you don't normally see that kind of stuff. Amazon is just about flat. They're only up 0.33, but they are shaking and baking up and down. Google down 0.4, but bouncing. Facebook is slightly climbing 1.1% in large candles. Tesla slightly uptrending action here. They're up 9%, 96 points, 1153 overall. And Nvidia, same thing, up 3%. The big negative on the tech, though, is Microsoft. So they need to get a little bit of bounce-a-roni here. Green action forming on Tesla, or on SPY. TradingView is slow as molasses. Any tips for fear and executions? Yeah, the first step in becoming a good trader is knowing that losses are going to happen. If you fear the loss, then you're gonna kind of like play tepidly. You're gonna dance around and you're not gonna be fully confident. Holy moly! So first, you just have to accept that losses are gonna happen. You could do everything right. You could be perfect and still take a loss. That's just the nature of the market. It's a dynamic, unpredictable nature of the market. It's our job, though, to find out what happens and figure out a consistent way to overcome those losses. So don't fear the loss. All you can count, you have to incorporate risk management. Like, for example, make sure you're not YOLOing. Make sure you're not using way too big a position size. A loss is an extremely big deal if you're using 100% of your portfolio. But if you're doing proper position management, 1 to 2, like 10% position sizes on long positions, 5%, even less. If you're doing that kind of thing, it's not really that big a deal. You just kind of peanut butter spread it out. Um, so yeah, it's all to that. Use smaller position sizes. Make sure you have stops in place. Make sure you're technically sound setups. You're not just fishing for profits, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I mean, even if you learn how to count cards and you go to a casino and you're the best card counter in the world, you're still going to take losses. Same thing. I mean, even if you're the best trader in the world, you're still going to take losses because this is a dynamic, unpredictable nature. So, if professionals are going to take losses, you're going to take losses. Once you accept that, you'll be fine. All right, 475.76. My support and resistance indicator is offline at the moment, as well as my event. It looks like all of these indicators are off. TradingView is having an outage, so going to limit some of my abilities. Finally got some green. Finally got some green. This is what I've been waiting for, to start adding some call credit spreads as well. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. All right, 47.78. XLY's got some little poppy here, but overall, red. XLK coming up through VWAP now, little red and green. If Microsoft decides to join the fun of Apple and rages, we could be in for a little bit of a V recovery reversal here. All right, there it goes. Microsoft green candles. SPY has got a little green here as well. I'm going to come down here, throw in this, SPY, QQQ, and then the VIX on the bottom. I got stopped out with the PCS that moved down, even though I knew the PMI data was coming out at 9:45. Told myself not to charge in this morning. Make rules and follow them. Yep, make rules and follow them. Make rules and follow them. Nice, healthy green action forming here. What are the VIX pivots today? I need to figure that one out. Let's take a look here. VIX is green and climbing, as is SPY. Oh, that's SPY. I'm sorry. It's sort of throwing me off with all my indicators being missing. Right there's a good one. Right at 17, so 17 on the dot. And then a middle one will be right about there. All right, VIX turning green. Little top wick here on SPY. Yep, Apple's looking a little bit toppy at the moment, just a little bit. Microsoft is looking strong, though. Looks like Apple and Microsoft are starting to switch places here. We'll see how that starts to play out. Amazon got a little red there, a little red. Little Q getting some red action here off of VWAP. Remember last week, VWAP was a very a strong level to pop. We see here. Hey, my indicator's back. There we go. Remember last week, what is this? Thursday? We were popping on VWAP all day. Bam, bam, bam. We started to do it again the next day. I think this was Friday. Yeah, Friday. And then we finally, Friday afternoon, we popped above it, and then we used that as support instead of resistance. Red candles here off of S1. 11% on the day. I think that's it for me. Nicely done, C. Wilson. Well done. BR cleaning. With so many sectors red, what is giving SPY the green that it's getting? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Man, trading view is still slow. This is the slowest it's ever been for me. Terrible. And my chart's frozen. Am I going to have to chart off E-Trade for now? Maybe. Yeah, I'm using the TradingView desktop app myself. All right. Well, looks like it's back online for them, at least the time being. Oh, this is good. This is garbage-aroni. Welcome to Thinkorswim. Yeah, I couldn't. If I had a broker that was doing this all the time, there's no way I could be able to trust them. There's way too much risk on the line with that. try to reload the tab. Let's do that. All right, red candle got wicked up. Still holding VWAP. That seems to have worked for now at least. All right, XLU. Big red candles here. It looks like it maybe potentially fought a bottom here. All right. I guess slipping through the charts here is going to be on pause for now. Am I ever going to make my Discord free again? No, I will not. I'll tell you why. A lot of garbage came in when I made it free. It was a disaster. Anybody and everybody would come in there and they would try to copy my plays, and whenever I posted a losing play, I got inundated with DMs. They wrecked the server, so I was like, man, forget this. Unfortunately, you give out free stuff and people abuse it. So I was like, man, I would rather charge a very small fee for people to come in and learn that brings the serious people in, and it instantly made it better. So I highly, I'm very happy with my decision to put a paywall behind everything, all the content. All right, bottom wick candle off that red. Q's now turning green here. XLF is green. It looks like it's going to climb up, as well as XLY. I think the quality of the server has gone way up since I made the change back in the summer. Let's see where VIX goes. Hammer, we got this wicked out red and now green, and it looks like it's going to give a little reverse-eroni here. So it appears tech is starting to flip back bullish. We had a lot of red action there. Look at JP Morgan trying to bust out the top. Google appears to have found at least a temporary bottom. Amazon high of the day. Whoa, look at that candle on Amazon. Beast mode green candle on Amazon. All right, let's take a look. Apple's green. Microsoft is still fluctuating there, but Amazon, very, very large green candle there. So popping up 1.8%. And still climbing. Man. So a little bullish action starting to come in across the market here. That little shake and bake this morning appears to be shaken off for now. XLF is at the top of its range and climbing. XLY has got a large green. XLV is green and climbing. Straight green candles ever since the sell action kind of halted there. Hard to do some charting when it's this slow, not going to lie. Now, don't mean to repeat, but do options that expire worthless end of day count as day trades? If you let them expire, they don't hit your day trades because you're not actually selling them. They just expire. Come on now. All right, well, charting limited for now, so stand by on that. I have a second screen that I can't control too easily, but can run on TradingView. Yes, I would. I would recommend, so you can monitor the whole market at an instantaneous glance. All right, it looks like The market wants to climb up and eat up all that red candle. Let's take a look at VIX. All the way down to the bottom of their range after popping up. And still, very, very strong bull action. All right, so I'm going to bring up my calls here for some long positions as well as add into some call credit spreads for for Friday. Do you close out your Friday PCS? Nope. Uh-uh. Alrighty. If you click a year-to-date time-allowed option, it's fun to look at it. You only get it to see it once a year. Y'all are silly. Nice little red. Let's take a look at the VIX. Nice little clean bounce off that morning range here. By the way, that morning range is set. Kind of got lost in the weeds here as we were dealing with the trading view issues. But 477.71, 473.86. Quite a large range. Right there. Today's definitely a volatile day, so please be careful. Yeah, definitely be careful. All right, little red. Now watch the VWAP here. Watch the VWAP. Looking at January 5th position here. Let's take a look at 47.95s. If I can get a fill on those, there's low volume on them. And y'all are killing the spreads. I love it. I didn't realize y'all took these many spreads. This is the intent of the challenge too. If y'all are wondering what I was thinking when I decided to do this, I wanted to engage the community with some good advanced strategies that could produce income for a while. So I didn't even realize y'all play this many spreads because we don't post this many spreads in the channel. So it's awesome stuff. Bring you out of the woodworks. I like it. I bust them windows at your car. 475.63, just under the VWAP. Crossing back down through S2. S3 is a stronger level. We'll see if it respects VWAP. Well, they weren't kidding when they said it'd be a volatile day. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Have you stopped using the volume profile on TradingView? If not, no, I do. I love the volume profile. The reason why I don't show it on my charts throughout the day anymore is because I already account for that data in my level analysis. So if you notice where my levels are, they are correlated heavily with the volume profile. So that's why I no longer show it, because the data is already accounted for. Can we post non-spread theta plays like selling naked puts? Interesting. I don't see why not, as long as it meets the intent. That's all I care about, the intent of the channel. Yeah, this challenge is a year long. So yeah, join late, join early, whenever you want. I want everyone to engage in this for the entire year. So good questions though. Good questions. All right, green candle. First it was a red, wicked up there, and now the green is getting a little sold here. We'll see how this candle starts to shake out. QQQ Tech has got a little roundy action here. Apple's flat after boosting up. Microsoft trying to make a run for it, but they are fizzling out. Amazon, man, they're on one of Jeff Bezos' rockets because it is going. It is going. When do we put and call? Yes. Sorry if this has already been answered, but all the posting with the community and our plays, etc., is done in Telegram or Discord. I'm confused on the difference between the two. I don't know what Telegram is, but we use Discord. I mean, I know what a Telegram is, a primitive form of communication. I believe Alexander Graham Bell or somebody sent a telegram. But yeah, Discord. We use Discord. All right, once again, VWAP is the support of the day so far. XLF double green here. XLY green again. XLV coming back down. XLK right there coming down off VWAP. Not much movement so far as we are hovering just around. Just around. I wish we could bring back like stop at the end of text messages. LOL, stop. LMFAO, stop. Green candle. Amazon's still going nuts here. Is there anything going on with Amazon that I need to see? Let me dig in here. This is just nutty. If the rest of tech decides to carry along with this, we could blast off. Blast. Facebook, big red though. A lot of pushing in and pulling. JP Morgan going nuts too. What are the bonds doing? And frozen. And frozen. Can't look at the bonds. Red candles here on SPY. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to see it. I'd like to see Amazon bust through 3,500 today alone. It's one of my biggest holdings. One of my biggest holdings in my long-term portfolio. I'll take it. S2 climbing. VWAP still holding strong at the moment. Tech not as strong as Amazon is at the moment. What can we do? The bonds are still. I still haven't been able to get bonds to load this morning, so I don't know what's going on with them. Amazon.com starts the new year with an uphill struggle for a NASDAQ. I'll have to read that one. Amazon will be one of those stocks unless something catastrophic comes out about Amazon. It'll be one of those that I will hold for decades. I will never sell my Amazon. Somebody posted, I think this past weekend, that if Bill Gates were to have held all of his Microsoft shares, he would be a trillionaire today. So he wasn't the only one that wish he got in, that held out for, had diamond hands from the 90s. I'm sorry for your trading view. Yeah, it is very annoying, Samir. It is very annoying. What was the name of the volume analysis book that you recommend? It is The Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis by Anna Colling. If you'd like to pick up a copy, head over to the website, theoptionsmillionaire.com. I've got a list of all my books on there. All the books that I've read and recommend are on that list. So go take a look. A lot of great information. Ontario, Canada, just announced a closure of indoor dining gyms. Eh? Okay. Wow. I know. Omicron is getting quite, not aggressive is not the right word, because although symptoms are quite mild, it is infecting everybody. I feel like everybody I know now has Omicron, and I think even including myself. When looking at credit spreads, is there a percentage you strive for max profit versus max loss being 5%? Good question. So on one-day DTEs, I trade pretty much 3 different types of positions. Weeklies, 0 days, and 1 days. The 1 days, I'm not looking to go too aggressive. That's pretty much to augment. Tuesdays and Thursdays are pretty much to augment my weekly income. So I'll go for, if I can get 30 to 50% on a 1 day, I'm happy. Take it, wash my hands of it, move on to the next day. 0 DTEs, I'd like to go for 80% to 100. I will only let it go to 100 if the price action is moving heavily in my favor. I even talked about this in the last video I posted on YouTube, that do you really want to hold out those last few percentage points to get that 0 day, the expired worthless notification, and risk getting blown out? So me personally, 80%, if I hit 80%, I'm starting to look for an exit. My exit strategy is very strong. That is notwithstanding of any kind of risk management. So if I have a position going against me, things change. I want to get out of position as advantageously as possible. So Nice little red candle off S1. Still chopping around here. No long positions just yet. I'm in Ontario. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hope y'all be safe. By the way, anybody, if any of you are affected by or have any family that are affected by the Colorado events that are going on, I'll keep y'all in my prayers. I hope y'all stay safe and nothing bad happens. I know that's bad to work with, especially with the snowstorm that just came through there. Sometimes holding the spread till expiration prevents me from getting an impulsive bad trade at the end of the day. Yeah, that's true. There are times that absolutely. I mean, obviously yesterday I had or Friday I had 8 positions expire worthless. So I do. There are times to let that baby expire worthless. A lot of times actually. But what I'm saying is like if I'm being tested, it's not worth it to me. Like why am I going to sit on the edge of my seat when the position's already at 15 cents or 20 cents just to get that last 20 cent of decay? Like I don't care about that. So I'll cut it loose, take the 80%, move on. Keep in mind that your spreads may have significant red even when the short strike is not tested. Absolutely. That happens more often in the infancy of your position. For example, if you take an iron condor today, it's very, very common to face 100% loss on that thing, maybe even 200% loss on your iron condor, and not even get close to your short strike. It's because the premiums are still very high, they're 5 days out, the VIX is still up and down, going crazy. So you have to be very lenient with your 5-day iron condors. Like don't set 100% stop loss on your iron condor for Friday because you're going to get stopped probably 95% of the time. You got to let that baby shake out. New to IBKR, I entered an iron condor incorrectly by all puts. By the time I figured it out, I was down $4,000. Then I couldn't figure out how to get it out, unwind it, and by the time I did, I was up 1,000. There you go. What's the best DTE for longer plays is 2 weeks without a lot of theta decay? Should I go under the current price? I got about a couple of dollars to stay safe. Are you talking about riding or buying? Yeah, that precisely is why I have not gone full bore with IBKR. I have money in IBKR. I'm testing it, but that is not why I haven't put all my money in there yet because I don't want that situation to happen to me. I want to make sure that it's great when you're sitting there nice and slow taking trades, but when things are bad and you need to get out, that's like it's kind of like my emergency procedures when I'm in the jet when I'm flying. It's great. Like I could put anybody in F-16 and show them how to fly straight and level. But what happens when you have a flame out, or you have a hung store, or something goes wrong where you need to figure out what's going on ASAP? Or if you're at 30,000 feet, you're 56 miles away from an airfield and your engine goes out. So that's the stuff that you need to figure out when hair's on fire, when you put your feet into the flames, what to do. And that's not any different for trading. All right, so Amazon had a big green and then flushed, or not flushed, but wicked out, I should say. So we'll see if this bullish action continues. SPY is testing S1 here. I'm going to be muted for about 2 minutes here. Alrighty then. Muted so he can cough his lungs out. Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, I do have, 2 shares of Ford? When I opened my Webull account way back in the day, they gave me 2 shares of Ford for free. I think they're up like 40% or something like that. Only if they would have given me like 100,000 shares. That would have been swell. If you forgot to exit your sold position and then it's expired, will the profit be booked by the broker? I'm trying to figure out what you're asking here. So if I write a spread or write any kind of position and it expires, they settle. It depends on what position. There's a couple of different answers to that. SPX, the position is settled in cash, and the money exchanges hands as needed. My wife just went to work and said, "Have a good day, OM." Oh, thanks. Have a good day, Ross's wife. Maybe I hope her name is Rachel. All right, so we are stuck in between S1 and S1 and S2. Big red candle forming on QQQ here. And now it's small red candle. Yeah, the past 40 minutes has been difficult to trade long positions. It's just chopping up pretty significant candles up and down, but we'll see if we break up or fall back down. My guess is up, as long as the bullish action continues in tech. Apple's at the top. Microsoft is a bunch of wicks here, hovering the 8 EMA. Amazon red candle. Google's red, double red candle across the sky. Facebook green. Tesla is uptrending. Tristan, I like it. You got it. I don't think anybody got that reference. Good stuff. Right in between here. Hey, red candles. I've got my options chain up ready to go with some long positions, but right now, I just don't really see too much in terms of a good way. Thinking about joining the Patreon, just like to know a little more about what it's used for. Sure thing. Sure thing. So I've got a couple of different tiers for the Patreon. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Tier 1, we discuss pretty much everything investing related, and I offer my plays, a lot of other content as well. We discuss like long plays, buying and selling options. Tier 2 is for a little more advanced traders if they want to start learning option or premium writing. So like writing calls, writing puts, spreads, iron condors, etc. In Tier 3, we do 2 to 3 group sessions, classroom settings every month. And we discuss anything under the sun in terms of investing. You can ask me questions. I go over content, whatever you got, we can answer. So 3 different tiers: $10, $12, and $100 for the group settings. So if you want to join, the link is down in the description of this stream, and I'll post it as well in the YouTube. There you go. Let me know if you got any questions. It's a good day to click. It's a good day to join though, because it's the beginning of the month, and you get a full month in before Patreon does its thing. You're very welcome, Matt. Thanks for being around. Do you think we will go back into the 460s on SPY? Today? No, I don't think so today. I do think in the near future we'll kind of have a little downside, but that's just normal price action. Yes, it is. I'm trying not to make it too loud, but unfortunately, I'm dying over here. I'll be closing it out. I'll be holding it till the 7th. Unless things go crazy, I'll be holding to the 7th. Last night was a long night for me with this chest cold, so I didn't get much sleep. 476.22, just in between. Still, for the past almost an hour, we've been hovering in between S1 and S2. Red candles, testing S2 again. Same old thing. Same old thing. Just welcome, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Do I still use VP on intraday action? Well, I already answered that this morning. Yes and no. I use the VP to form my levels. I don't necessarily use them intraday anymore because it's already tied into my levels. The data is. So, yeah, then I utilize all the data in order to form the levels. So during the day, I actually turn it off now. Oh, no worries, no worries. I wasn't being cheeky. I was just telling you. So you can go back and listen to it on YouTube if you want. No big deal. I don't even know what cheeky means. I know that's a term the Europeans use, but yeah, context. I don't know. Green candles coming up through S1. Welcome 2022. That's right. Yep, I got two plays on right now, Samir. Two plays, two spreads, or iron condor, and then an additional PCS. Starting to look into some more call credit spreads at the moment. Man, tight action after a big $4 move. Crazy stuff. VIX is consolidating, holding bottom of the pivot. If we do pop below the morning session range, watch this 17 pivot. In fact, I need to posteroni those on the OM analysis play here. Can I show the price on these things? Okay, got to do it individually. And show price. Show price. And show price. Hey, look at XLY. Straight line climb since that initial drop. XLK kind of getting this little sideways action here. Still cannot get the bonds to load. Apparently somebody Control Alt deleted the bonds file on TradingView. Big red on the bonds. Okay. Do I expect any more big candles today? I don't expect this to chop like this for very much longer. I will say that. All right, so bonds are starting to sell off here. XLF has got a little green. There's some red through tech here. Round over in Apple. Amazon's still green. Microsoft is red. Google, big red on the Google. Hey, I heard that Evergrande, or Evergrande, if you want to get a little fancy, they have suspended trading. And in fact, the properties market, the real estate market in the Asia has in the Asian community has taken a little hit today. So interesting. Double red candle through S2. So when we're approaching R1, all right. So it's a good theory, Ash. There's two different ways I look at that question, and he asks, or she, I'm sorry. Uh, so when we are approaching R1 or R2, is it a good idea to do a CCS and manage a reverse? All right. So when I'm looking at the 5-day, I want to sell credit spreads on any pop. Any sell-off, I want to be looking at selling PCSs. Now there are some arguments to throwing in additional, like as we move up, bring the PCS legs high, roll up the PCS legs, which is great. But I want to sell that pop and premium. As long as you're maintaining like a moving average. So if I sell, for example, today, if I sell 48.50s on a Friday expiration and then SPX jumps to 48.10, I want to go, all right, well, I'll look at 48.80s now and sell those. And then 4900s if we keep on going up. Just maintain the buffer. Maintain the buffer. That's got to be on a shirt. Hey, I want to get y'all's opinion on something, if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to post this in the general room. Do you like this coffee cup? Let's see here. All right, post it in general. Let me know. Yeah, the VIX TVC. That's the live one. Bonds are selling off hard. Okay, let's monitor tech as well. Little techaroni. SPY's at top here. A little bit of red. QQQ's in the middle. Actually, I'm going to bring up the NASDAQ right here. 16,420. Double red on SPY. I got a couple of samples in of white cups, or black cups, a couple of different colors on logos. Hey, there's a big green on SPY. It's a 15-ounce cup. It's a 15-ounce cup. I prefer actually myself bigger, but I don't really want to charge people $20 for a coffee cup, so or $25, and that's the only price I can get for those. Double green here. Does it turn blue and fill with something frosty? That would be fantastic if I could do that. Anyway, we're still holding between S1 and S2. No trades yet for in terms of long in the long, but I do have two positions on here. I'll be looking at adding positions. Big red on SPY. Tesla is starting to break out the high. Amazon is starting to come down. Microsoft coming down. Apple's coming down. Facebook is coming down. Google has got a little bit of red. So the only thing that's strong at the moment is Tesla in terms of tech at the moment. Straight green candles for the past 20 minutes, 30 minutes for Tesla. SPY's got a big red. Big red candle. Oof. I'm up 50% on my iron condor. What are the strikes? Man, big red candles through S2. All right. All right, NASDAQ's coming down, red candle. VIX, look at that. The VIX almost got down to the bottom pivot. Didn't quite get there, but it's coming back up. Short to 4,800, 47.35, 0 DTE. Man, 4,800 is pretty tight, man. 47, the 47.35 I'm okay with. The 4,800, that's tight. Any kind of pop and you're going to get smoked. So I would assume that's probably a dollar and a half, $1.75, $1.50 premium, somewhere around there. If I had to guess, I'd have to look in there, look at that. But yeah, I'd be careful with that one. If anything, I would close out the call leg because I don't know. Let this thing run down in the red and close out the call side. Uh, yeah, me 4,800 is pretty tight for me. No dumb questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. You did a 47.95 call credit spread. All right. Extra large huevos. 475.67 through S2. Looking to take a play here. If we do come back down to S3, S4, I'll be looking to take a bounce play. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I want to impart on you all, especially going out through the entire. If you want to stick around the OM community for all of 2022, which I would love for you to do, the thing I really want to impart on you all, it's not about the single day. Like right now, the price of SPX is 47.75. Today, you might be able to take a 47.85 call credit spread, which is only 10 points out, and make a killing. But you're not going to be able to do that long term. You're not going to be able to sustain that kind of risk. The risk management is the key of the game. I even posted on my Twitter this morning. Do not celebrate. You shouldn't be celebrating a terrible trade that ends up profitable because it's not sustainable. Taking on too much risk, you're going to get destroyed. The whole name of the game is I would much rather you see 2 to 3% gain week after week, every week, on the entire, all 52 weeks of 2022. What I do not want to see, 100% gain, 20% loss, 80% gain, 60% loss. Like I don't want to see that. Luck is not sustainable. That's right. If you pull up to the roulette wheel, throw 100% of your life savings, red 48 or whatever it is. I've never done it before. Spin the wheel and you hit, great. You look like a genius. But you do it again, you lose it all. So, hey, big red candles. Look at this. All right, bottom wick on the red candle. There you go, Chris. You should have a pretty good exit on that call credit spread at the moment. Big red here. Coming down off our S1 all the way through. Big red candles. All right. All right, approaching S3. Look at the VIX down here. Look at the VIX. Crossing up. We're about to have an 821 crossover to the upside if we can get through there. Got some good feedback on the cups. Yes, we do have a hat in production. Yes. All right, red candles. Watch this S3 level. Just above S3. In the situation where PCS goes against you and your short is now in the money with a couple of DTE, how are you handling that position open in iron butterfly? Man, I hope. Here's the thing. To put this bluntly, if you are waiting until your position is in the money, you've waited too long. There's not really all that much you can do. You can start hedging. You can hedge that position down to a neutral delta, but like I said, if you're already in the money, you've waited too long. There you go. I recommend that. Are my calls yet? Not yet. Not yet. I'm looking to see if we get any kind of bounce off of this level. Right now, we're just chopping here between S2 and S3. We're not chopping, but we're falling through S2, approaching S3. QQQ is still falling. I would like to play the bounce off of lower range. So if we approach this 473.80 level, or 474, I'd like to start looking at calls there. Yeah. So when I take a play, the second I enter a play, I'm trying to look at all possibilities. What happens if this happens? What do I need to buy if this happens? What do I need to short if it goes down? Because you're always looking for the opposite play. You want to minimize your risk. What's the way you can increase the warm and fuzzies you have when the market closes and you put your head under your pillow at night, that you're not sitting there freaking out? If you're freaking out, you've got too much risk on. Hey, hammer candle on the VIX, red candle through onto S3. All right, let's take a look at the options chain here. January 5th, SPX. Switch that to 40. I like the 47.85s at the moment. $11.80 is what they're trading for. Low volume, though. Low volume. If we get a bounce. VIX still climbing here, so watch out. If you're looking to go long, just be careful because VIX is still climbing at the moment. I'm still on the thesis of buying the dip until things get bearish. If things start getting hairy, I'll switch over to puts. But right now, I've got calls pulled up, and we'll see if we pop this thing up. 47.85s, SPX, January 5th. VIX still climbing, 8 and 21 crossover on the VIX. Green candles on Qs and SPY. All right, finally a red on the VIX. SPY's got a touch green. Do people ever join Patreon, see one bad play, and exit with anger hate mail? Yes. Quite often, actually. Which I don't mind them leaving. Like the people that are here just for the free callouts, that's not the intent of the server. So, appreciate you being here. Thanks for coming. But that's not the intent. I'm here for the free donuts. Nice. All right, VIX kind of shaking out here. A little bottom wick on the VIX here. How is SPY going to shake out? Big green candle. Nice, nice, nice. I'm here for the dad jokes and cryptic cultural references. I like it. Nice little greens. Nice little greens. Apple, top of their range. Microsoft, a little bit of green here. Amazon A. So, flat action across the board. Some green, some red. Right there, QQQ. Yeah, for sure, proficient. Yeah. That's what I want you. I want you all to get the knowledge from me, from other people in the room, like communal knowledge. I think this could be a fantastic resource, one of the best resources on the internet, as opposed to just following callouts. you know? All right, red candle here. This is why I'm not necessarily looking to go long just yet. I'm going to kind of wait for some bullish sentiment to come in and get me a bounce and right up. What are the requirements to sell premium? You have to have a margin account. You don't have to have a $25,000 balance. However, it's going to limit you greatly. I would not recommend being limited to PDT to trade spreads because you don't want to be sitting there, letting a position run on you and you can't get out without facing a PDT violation. So I would recommend 25 grand to sell spreads. But yeah, you also I know on E-Trade you have to have level three approval to do it. A little bit of green candles. All right. Can the tech hold the green and SPY start to climb right along with it? Not much movement. Stuck right here. Stuck right here. Red candle at SPY. Came on back down. All right, Nasdaq's got a little red, still chopping right here. No clear trend at the moment. All right, little green. 24% on some Apple calls. Nicely done, Tristan. Well done. All right, a lot of red coming in here, so things are still chopping here. Every green's getting sold. Every red is getting a little bit bigger and bigger here. So we'll see how this starts to shake out before we take a position. Indecision at the moment. Indecision. All right, y'all. Well, I am going to go ahead and call that a morning. It is 10:30 my time, 11:30 Eastern time. A little bit of chopping going on after some crazy morning action here. I'm in two positions at the moment. I'll still be looking to take a position once we break away from here and see if we're going up or down. So be on the lookout for that. I'll post those in the OM Longs channel. Thank you all for hanging out here. Appreciate you signing on YouTube. If you are new to the channel, go over and hit that like button, subscribe so you get notifications for all my content, as well as the Monday, Wednesday, Friday live streams. If the volatility does continue to pick up in the afternoon, we'll jump back on the Patreon stream and do some trading together in the afternoon, as well as the new challenge, new income producing challenge, as well as just some normal plays. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, as always, hit me up in the channels from the DMs. Until then, be safe, don't YOLO or FOMO, and make sure you are playing smart. Y'all have a good day. I'm out.